Oh yeah, is it? What's today? Tuesday. Is it Tuesday already? Wow, this is going to be a fun stream today as we are ranking every single canon Star Wars character. At least we're going to try to. We have a list of over 500 characters today, and we're going to go through all of them and rank them all from best to worst, or at least in my personal opinion. So, without further ado, we do have some other Star Wars news to get to as well. So, without further ado, what's up, everybody? How's everybody doing on this fine Tuesday afternoon? What's up, chat? This is going to be quite the fun stream as we are ranking every single canon Star Wars character that was possible to find online. Over 500 characters, and we're doing it today, live. Pretty much every character with a name, I believe we have on this list, but we're going to get into it, and we're going to rank all of them together. From goated to great to good to all right to you to who, and I hate those characters, so we're going to rank them all. But we do have some Star Wars news to get to first, as we have some news about the Lando movie, which nobody really cares about anyway. Just kidding, but not a lot of people really talk about the Lando movie. Since it's been announced over 4 years ago, there hasn't really been any announcements for it, and now we're finally getting something from Donald Glover himself, which is pretty cool. Other than that, there's not really a lot of Star Wars news today. That's why we're ranking all the different Star Wars characters. However, there's one really cool thing that has to do with Disney Plus, and let me show you that. So we'll do the Donald Glover news in a second, and then we'll do this as well. But first, before we get to any of this, sorry. Okay. Before we get to any of this, let's say hi to everybody in the chat, shall we? Okay. Brandon Baker, what is up? Fearless, how we doing? Chris, what is up? Ben in the house. Cornerstone Worship, how we doing? Star Wars Santa, what is up? Thomas, what is up? Amanda, how we doing? Mando United in the house. Chris, what's up? And Rexer, what is up? If I missed you, you know the deal. Just yell at me in the chat. I always miss somebody. King Shadow, how we doing? Polly Paul, what is up? Mystic Troll, how we doing? Darth Plagueis, what is up? Okay. So, first things first, Darth Plagueis with a very generous $2 holla, starting the stream off right with a super chat. I appreciate that. It says Darth Plagueis, or sorry, their name is Darth Plagueis Lives. It says, this is where the fun begins. What's up, Mike? Not much. I'm excited to rank all these Star Wars characters because everybody has their own sort of, opinions when it comes to Star Wars. And we're going to see how crazy my list is versus how crazy your list will be because we're ranking all these characters together. Yeah, but I appreciate the super chat. I really, really do. Super chats keep the lights on. And of course, I will do any Star Wars impression of your choosing for any amount of super chat. So, with that being said, let's talk about this news, shall we? Disney Plus is starting up their own live channel? I don't know. It's almost like a cable channel that's just going to play Star Wars, Marvel, and other things nonstop, 24/7. Live, and you can just tune in. So instead of going to pick whatever project you want to watch, some people just like it being randomized, like cable television, and you can go on Disney Plus and watch it randomized. So let's that might not have made sense, okay? So let's read this article, shall we? Let's do that, shall we? Okay, boom, got it. Disney Plus announces first ever TV channel, Marvel and Star Wars movies and shows. So, what the hell does that mean? Launching soon is a special brand new MCU and Star Wars focused channel on Disney Plus. Disney Plus has more than earned a seat at the streaming service table since kicking off in late 2019, boasting the entire Disney and Star Wars catalog and nearly all Marvel historical entries. Nearly all because of the Sony stuff is not all on there. From Spider-Man movies, actually, are all the Spider-Man movies on there now? I'm not too sure. But from Spider-Man movies to like the new stuff like Morbius and Venom and that, like they don't have the rights to that. So those aren't on Disney Plus. But every Star Wars project is, and all the Disney projects as well. The House of Mouse's all-encompassing streaming strategy has largely paid off, for the most part. It was previously reported in August that Disney Plus had plans to break into the around-the-clock streaming market, and did not take them long to see those plans through. So around the clock just means 24/7, of course. But Marvel/Star Wars live streaming channel coming soon to Disney Plus. Disney Plus has announced via Bloomberg that it will introduce 4 new always-on live streaming channels later this year. 4. Interesting. The official channels' names are Real Life Documentaries and Biopics, Hallow Stream, for I'm guessing Halloween, Throwbacks, Nostalgic Content, and one that will likely garner the most interest, Hits and Heroes. The Hits and Heroes channel will include a wide variety of action-oriented movies and shows from Disney itself, plus 2 of its flagship brands, Star Wars and Marvel. So it's not just Star Wars and Marvel. There'll be other Disney content thrown in there, like Pixar, Oh, and Disney Animation, of course. Yeah. These channels will be available to premium, that means no advertisement tier, subscribers. Their content will be refreshed on a monthly basis. So if you have the premium version, which is no advertisements, then you can watch these channels. I guess if you don't have the premium version, then you can't. But there are 4 new channels. One being Real Life, which is documentaries and biopics on Disney Plus. So all the George Lucas biopics and the documentaries about ILM, but not just Star Wars related stuff. There's documentaries about Marvel. There's documentaries about Pixar. There's documentaries about nature, because doesn't Disney own like National Geographic or something like that? So that will be the documentaries and biopics. The second channel will be Hallow Stream. So that makes me believe that this is going to come out fairly soon, because Halloween is next month. And then Throwbacks, which is nostalgic content, which will be like the old Disney animation, probably like the original Cinderella, the original Snow White, like that kind of stuff. And then, of course, Hits and Heroes, which is the good stuff. It hasn't been officially announced exactly which projects will be shown on Hits and Heroes, but it's probably safe to say that many popular MCU projects and Star Wars hits like The Mandalorian will be part of the lineup. But it's movies and shows, so it's not just going to be The Mandalorian, Ahsoka, that stuff. It'll be movies as well. Earlier in September, Disney Plus first dipped their toes into the 24/7 live streaming pond as when they launched 2 24/7 channels. One focused on ABC's news and in what is surely a godsend for parents, another featuring Disney Junior shows. I have not seen this. I was unaware of this at all. But they have introduced 2 new 24/7 live streaming channels. I'm guessing you guys are probably going, Mike, this already exists. It's called TV. It's called cable television. And I know a lot of people don't use cable television anymore, but this is sort of a cable television without ads. They're just running on 24/7 the content that they already have. Sometimes people don't like to choose what they want to watch. They just want somebody else to choose it for them. And this is kind of what that is. So, yeah. But could there be more Marvel and Star Wars channels on the way? If Disney Hits and Heroes channel shows a crop of Star Wars and Marvel stories mixed together, then what about dedicated individual channels for both properties? Currently, Disney hasn't given word on future live channels, but it stands to reason that if Hits and Heroes is successful, then Disney Plus may divvy up the franchises and play material from both the houses of ideas of a galaxy far, far away, and their own separate silos. Sure. Both universes certainly have enough material to make that such a thing viable. So there you go. Then it goes on to talk about whatever. So that's the big news from Disney Plus. We're going to have 24/7 live streaming channels that will show the hits and heroes from Marvel to Star Wars to everything else in between, which is pretty cool. I mean, that's exciting if you want to just go watch something random. If you're like, I don't know what to watch today, maybe I'll watch some Marvel, maybe I'll watch some Star. I don't know what I want to watch today. They'll choose for you. It'll be a 24/7 live streaming channel, which is pretty damn cool. The other little bit of news that I want to get to before we get to this ranking of Star Wars characters, because it's going to take us quite a long time as there's over 500 characters, is this Lando news. So Donald Glover finally gives an update on the Lando movie. I mean, to an extent. He confirms that it is still happening, and he talks about how serious the Star Wars fandom, or Star Wars in general, has been as of late, and he wants to make a fun, new, feel-good action-adventure movie with Lando. So that's pretty much it. Lando's just going to be a fun action-adventure, similar to Solo, but even in a more goofy Lando type of way, because he claims that Star Wars now is too serious, and he wants to sort of lighten that up. The Landalorian, yes. If you guys saw Lego Star Wars Rebuild the Galaxy, give me a 1 into the chat. But first things first, The Landalorian was at the end of that, and there's likely to be a second season of it as well. So, yeah. Again, I appreciate the super chat. I really, really do, Darth Plagueis. That's very, very generous. So it's like Pluto TV. Yeah, from what I hear, it's like Pluto TV. I don't have Pluto TV. I don't really understand what Pluto TV is. But from what I grasp, it is very similar to Pluto TV, yes. Yes. John Groom brings up a pretty good point here. Can't you just go on and watch whatever you want right now? Yes, but that's not really the point. The point is more so that some people just want somebody else to pick for them. It's what cable TV has been for the last 20, 30, 40 years. It's been just randomized content. So when you go on cable television and you click around, you're like, there's nothing I want to watch. Or you find something you want to watch and you're like, oh, I'll watch this. I didn't know I wanted to watch this when I first turned on the TV, but now I'm watching it. That's kind of what it is. You know? Yes, obviously you still have the choice to go watch whatever you want on Disney+. But yeah, that's true. Inklet made it in time. I appreciate that. Disney does have their first PG-rated movie on Disney+. What? PG-rated? I'm pretty sure a lot of them are PG-rated now. No? No? I remember cable television. It's so 20th century, though. I know, right? I know, right? Well, will it also include advertisements to get more money back for recent losses? That's a possibility. There's no mention of advertisements on the live streaming channels. But honestly, if I were a guessing man, which I am not, never guess, I only speak in fact, I would guess that yes, there's going to be advertisements just so that they can kind of make some money back from advertisers. All right. So that's the news. Not much to it, and that's why we'll be ranking all Star Wars characters today. Now, it kind of goes in alphabetical order. Not really, but kind of. Sometimes it's out of order, but it is mostly alphabetical order. Let's take a look at our characters, shall we? So we have, well, first of all, these are our tiers. You got GOAT, which is the greatest of all time. You got Great. You got Good. You got All Right. You got Ew, like gross. Who the hell is that? You got Hate Them. Absolutely hate them. And Who? Like, who is that? Because there's a lot of characters on this list that you might be like, who? Which is pretty funny. So here are our 500 characters. It's over 500. It's over 500 characters we'll be placing today. And that's not even all of them. We got even more Acolyte ones as well, because the Acolyte characters are not on this list. So yeah, we're going to be ranking quite a bit of characters today, chat. Quite a bit. So we're going to have to kind of cruise through a bunch of them. We can take our time. I got a list of almost all the names of these characters as well. Huge shout out to Cornerstone Worship in the Discord for generously helping me out with this list. And let's, without further ado, dive into this, shall we? So first up on the list, and you guys can, of course, come along with me and tell me where you think this character belongs. First up on the list, we have Tiplar. Now, Tiplar is one of, I believe, the twins, if I am not mistaken. There's a lot of singular appearance characters on this list from the Clone Wars or Rebels or wherever. But this is a Jedi from the Clone Wars who has a very short appearance as they both die. But where do we think Tiplar fits on this ranking? Are they the GOAT? Are we like, who? Are they all right? Do we hate them? Where are we at, chat? I see a bunch of who's. All right. We'll start off with the who. I mean, here's the thing. They have a very, very short appearance in the Clone Wars show. All right. So it's not like they're that crazy of a character. But honestly, there's even less known characters on this list, so I'm not going to put them in who, actually. I'm going to put them in all right. There's nothing too crazy about them. They're not a good character. They're all right, okay? They're all right. Next on the... So we got a shit ton of clones as well. So for all you Clone Wars fans out there, we got a bunch for you. And first, starting up, we got Boyle. So Waxer and Boyle have a few different arcs together in the Clone Wars animated show. They're definitely more important of clones than others. So this is Boyle right here. Where do we think Boyle fits on this? Actually, Boyle kind of goes on a crazy arc because they're the ones. Waxer and Boyle are the ones who save the little girl on Ryloth, the girl Numa. Yeah, it's a pretty cool clone. Good. Goat. Wow, Goat is high. I'm going to go good for Boyle. I think he's a solid clone. He's definitely more of a known clone than some others. We're going to get to even more known clones moving forward. But Boyle is definitely a good one. Hang on. Who the hell is this next? Oh, I do know who this is. This is the Queen lady. Yeah, Queen Karina the Great. So we're on to Queen Karina the Great. I'm actually going to zoom in on this. This is Queen Karina. Boom. That's so much better. Okay. Queen Karina the Great. I wish I could make these photos bigger. Can I? Save as maybe? Let's see. Oh, I think I just broke my whole freaking computer. Oh no, I'm trying to save the entire thing. Cancel. Jesus. Okay, we're not saving the entire list. Okay. Queen Karina the Great, where do we put her? Good. Ew. Connor, what's up? Who? Ew? I see a couple ews. Okay. I think we'll go ew. Just because she is kind of gross. We'll go ew with that one. All right, next we got Commander Wolf. Don't even have to look at my list on that one. Commander Wolf. Where do we put Commander Wolf? We saw him this year, actually, in the Bad Batch Season 3. Where would you rank Commander Wolf on this list? He's one of the very few clones that lasts to Star Wars Rebels. He is one of 3 with Captain Rex. It's him, Wolf, and Gregor, who are still alive in Rebels. He spans across Clone Wars, Bad Batch, and Rebels. One of very few clones to do so. Where would you rank Wolf? Great. I think we got to go great with Commander Wolf, right? He's one of the... When you think of top tier clones, he's one of them. He's absolutely one of them. Yeah. He's up. Obviously, you got Rex and Cody, who are definitely higher, but you have Hauser, Gregor, obviously the Bad Batch members, but I'm more so talking just regular clones. 99 would be up there too. 5s would be up there too. There's just a bunch, but Wolf is definitely at the top of that too. Okay, now we got this weird-looking dude down here. Should we zoom in a little bit here? Can we zoom in? Is that better? I think that's better. Maybe one more. Is that better? Well, now I got to drag it off to the side. Boom. Is that better? That's closer. Okay. Now we got this weird-looking dude here, and his name is King Monchucho. King Monchucho. Another character from the Clone Wars who kind of just has one arc, I believe. So it's kind of a question of where does he belong? Is he a who? Is he a ew? Is he an all right? He's definitely not a goat. He's definitely not a great. He's definitely not a good. But where do we think King Monchucho belongs? The funnest part about this stream is going to be just me trying to pronounce all these stupid-ass names. Bill, what's up? We say who? King Monchucho is going to be our first who of the day. King Monchucho. Okay, moving on. We got 500 characters to get through here. Next, we got Kira Swan. Kira Swan, sure. This pirate dude right here works for our big boy Hondo Unaka. Actually, going through the list, I don't remember if Hondo's on this list. No, I think he is. Oh, yeah, and if you guys think by the end of this list we miss somebody, then definitely tell me. Yeah, for sure. Where do we think our boy Kira Swan goes? Who? All right. All right. All right. All right, we'll go with all right. He does have a few different, like he's involved in a lot of pirate arcs in the Clone Wars. He's still a sort of really backgroundish character, but I wouldn't say I hate him. Definitely not. I wouldn't even say ew. I'd say he's all right. He's all right. He's all right. Now we got our first bounty hunter of the day. We have a shit ton of bounty hunters on this list, ladies and gentlemen. A shit ton of bounty hunters on this list. And first up on this list, we got Daron? Is that how you spell Daron? Daron. Sure. This guy with 3 eyes right here is wearing a nice little hat there. Where would we put him? The first bounty hunter of the day. I guess meh is all right, equals all right. Yeah, I mean, yeah, kind of. All right, meh. Same thing. Crosshair is definitely goated. We'll get the crosshair. We'll get the crosshair. Yeah. Yeah. Daron is great. Great? Jeez. Very high praise. Here's the thing. We're going to get to a lot better bounty hunters than our boy here. We get to our IG-88s, our IG-11s, our Cad Banes, our Boba Fetts, our Dengars, our Bosks. On a scale of bounty hunters, he's not even great. I would say all right to good, maybe. I see a lot of all rights in the chat. I think we're going to go all right. All right. He looks great. I mean, maybe he looks great with the 3 eyes, but I'm going to go all right. Actually, I'll put him even higher than our boy there, too. So it's all going to be ranked in order from here on out. All right, next up on the list, Kenobi himself, Rako Hardeen. Sorry. Rako Hardeen, the man who killed Obi-Wan Kenobi. Where do we rank Rako on this list? Honestly, probably one of the coolest arcs, most underrated arcs, we'll put it, in the Clone Wars. They kill off Obi-Wan Kenobi without telling Anakin, which just clearly isn't a good idea. But where do you put Rako on the list? Where do we put Rako on the list? Hate him? Oh, my. Oh, my. Well, Rako is obviously Obi-Wan himself. I think he's got to be a good. He's better than these two. Is he better than Boyle becomes the question then. I would say so. I think Rako's like just because the arc whoops, what the hell? I think just because the arc that he goes on, I'm going to have to, oh, there we go. Boom, got it. I think because the arc he goes on, the fact that they don't tell Anakin, it makes Anakin so much more mad. Honestly, you see Anakin go pretty dark side when that happens. Rako definitely deserves that good spot. Okay, moving on to one of many Imperial sort of generals or commanders or captains, whatever you want to call them. We got a lot of Imperial leaders on this list. Some from Rebels, some from Clone Wars, some from games, all over the place. But first up on the list, we got our boy, Broom Titus? Sure. Broom Titus? Is that his real name? Damn, that's unfortunate. Okay, where do we rank him? Where do we rank this guy? Hate him? We hate him? Titus? Titus? Sounds like bronchitis. Ew? You think he's ew? Hate him? Hate him? Should we put him in the hate him because he's Empire? But we like some Imperials, don't we? I guess we can go hate him. He's a pretty bad guy in Rebels, that's for damn sure. Yeah, let's go hate him. Let's go hate him. All right, next up on the list, it may look like it is a Mon Calamari, but it is not Admiral Akbar. No, we have Admiral Raddus. Raddus, sure, whatever. He is the guy from Rogue One. He's the rebel leader who's sort of leading the fleet of fighters to Scarif in the Battle of Scarif above Rogue One. Where do we rank him? Where do we rank him? He's not the most important character in Star Wars. He's not even really that important of a rebel, but he is a rebel leader. And he is leading the fight above Scarif. So I would say, I mean, he's definitely not the level of Wolf. Is he better than Boyle? I don't even think so. He's less of a main character than Boyle. I'd put him in good. Oops. I'd put him in good, but I'm going to put him at the bottom of good for now. All right, moving on. We got our spider face looking mother bleeper over here. Admiral Trench. So Admiral Trench comes up in the Clone Wars a few times, and he's sort of a sort of super genius when it comes to the Separatists, and he is a formidable opponent many times against Anakin Skywalker and some others. So where do we put our boy Admiral Trench? Good. All right. All right. Ew. Great. Hate Trench. Oh my god. That guy's an asshole. Oh my god. Good. 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 I think we put him in good too. He's a cool character. He's not like he only appears a few times. We're waiting until we get some really, really good ones. I would put him over this, though. I would put him over our boy Radis, or Radis, whatever his name is. All right, moving on the list. Should I be like checking these off or something? Admiral Garrick Versio. Now, this is the father, I believe, to our girl Iden Versio from the Battlefront 2 game. If any of you have played that. So where do we rank our boy Garrick? Where do we rank him? All right. All right. I mean, he's all right. The problem is Battlefront 2 is a good game. A lot of people mostly just play the multiplayer. The campaign is pretty good. Takes place throughout the entire saga with stories in between. I don't know. For me, he's just not that important of a character. He's not that big of a character at all. And for that reason, I put him at all right. And I'm going to even put him... I'll put him... There. We're going to put him there for now. We'll put him there for now. We'll put him there for now. He's all right. I mean, he's all right. Okay. Moving on. We got another Mon Calamari right here named Trogi from Rogue One. Or no, sorry. From Rise of Skywalker, I believe. Right? Trogi's from Rise of Skywalker. Another Mon Calamari. The fact that I don't even know what he's from leads me to believe that he's going to end up in Who, but where would you rank him? Who? Yeah, I see a lot of Who's. Yeah, I think we got to go Who with this guy. No offense to him, but there's a lot more famous Mon Calamari, and he's not one of them. He's definitely not one of them. Yeah. Yeah. Who seems to work, for sure. Okay, moving on. Another video game character. Actually, we got back-to-back video game characters here from Battlefront 2. And we got, first up, Agent whoa, sorry. I just skipped a billion people. Del Miko is our first on this right here from Battlefront 2. Now, again, he's probably even less important in this story campaign than our boy Garrick up there. So he either belongs here or we're like, who the hell's that guy? What do we think, Chad? Ew? We think ew? Del was all right. Interesting. All right, I see a few all rights. Yeah, Inferno Squadron in Battlefront 2. That's true. That's true. All right, fine. We'll put him in all right. I'm going to put him below, for sure. Okay. Next, we got our another Battlefront 2 character. That is Gideon Hask. Where do we put our boy? I think he belongs right next to our other Battlefront 2 characters right there. I agree with that. All right, next we finally got a more familiar face, and that is Agent Kallus. Agent Kallus from Rebels, who's gone on quite the arc in Star Wars Rebels, as he starts off as being the main sort of villain for our heroes fighting against Zeb Orrelios, and actually sort of being the one who killed all of Zeb's people, or at least led the charge to kill all of Zeb's people. Where do we put our boy Kallus? Because he eventually comes back to the Rebels. Eventually, he comes back. Good. Great. Great. Good. Good. Great. Great. Good. Good story. Let's see who we got. Who else we got on good? All right, we got these guys on good right here. I would put Kallus above all of them. Again, I'm a huge Rebels guy. Maybe not Reiko, but I think I would. I'd put Kallus above Reiko because Kallus goes on that great arc in Season 3 and 4 where he comes to the Rebels, and then he ends up being a good guy, I think he fits perfectly right there. He's definitely not great, but he's good. And he's a high good. You know? Yeah, I know? All right. Agent Tyranny is next. Agent Tyranny from Resistance. Now, here's the thing, chat. I still haven't watched Resistance. I know. I still haven't watched it. But we got quite a few Resistance characters on this list. And for a lot of them, I'm just going to be like, who? Who? So for me, I'm going to need your guys' help in the chat for these Resistance characters. Because we got to a point later on in this list where there's a shit ton of them in a row. And I'm just going to be like, who? So, where are we at, chat? Meh. Watch Resistance in all caps. I'll get on it. Good. Hate? Oh my God. Oh my God. All right. Who? Super who? All right, I guess we got to go who anyway. I'm going who. I'm going who in less than these two because I haven't even seen it. All right, here we go. Kelleran Beck, played by Ahmed Best. The man, the myth, the legend. The guy who saved Grogu from the Jedi Temple during Order 66 on Coruscant. Where does Kelleran Beck rank among Star Wars characters? What do we think, chat? Great. Great. Good. Kelleran Beck is a really interesting one because he's just come into the picture. He's only existed for the... Well, that's not true because he hosted the game show. But he only exists in Star Wars canon since early last year. So he's very early to the game. He's definitely not GOAT status yet, that's for damn sure. But is he great? He does save Grogu, which is quite the great thing there. But does he fit the great criteria, or is he just a high good? Is he just a high good, or is he great? What do we think, chat? I mean, the action sequence of him saving Grogu is pretty damn cool. High good. All right, high good. We're going high good. I do believe he's above Kallus. Kallus has more storytelling, but I think Kelleran's just a better character. Okay, now Ahsoka Tano is next on our list, and she's going to be hopefully without any sort of kerfuffle in the chat. She's going to be our first GOAT of the day. Okay, Ahsoka Tano is a GOAT. One of the greatest characters of all time. Some of you might even say she is the greatest character of all time. But for me, she is definitely one of the greatest. I mean, talk about a character arc. She's come in as one of the whiniest, most annoying characters in all of Star Wars. Very similar to Luke Skywalker's first appearance in A New Hope. Very similar to how Anakin was in the early parts of the prequel trilogy. Ahsoka comes in as a whiny little kid. And then she goes on this incredible arc throughout 7 seasons of the Clone Wars. It continues in Rebels. It continues in Tales of the Jedi. It continues into live action in The Mandalorian. And now she got her own season, which is incredible. And there cannot be enough good things said about the character of Ahsoka Tano. So she is our first GOAT of the day. Okay? Okay. All right. Moving on. Hera Syndulla. Where does Hera Syndulla rank for you guys, chat? Hera Syndulla? The pilot of the Ghost, the mother of the Ghost crew, finally brought into live action in Ahsoka as well. Where does Hera Syndulla rank for you? I see a lot of greats. That is a lot of greats. I agree. I don't think Hera Syndulla is that GOAT status. Maybe even not yet. She could maybe eventually. But I think she's great, and I think she is above Commander Wolf. Here's the thing. Hera could get to the point where she is a goated character. It depends on how her arc sort of ends or goes in live action. Because Ahsoka Season 2 could focus heavily on Hera Syndulla. And this fight between the New Republic and Moff, and Grand Admiral Thrawn could sort of just be a chess match between Hera Syndulla and Grand Admiral Thrawn. And it would be awesome and make Hera such a more beloved character. But for now, she stays in the very high grades category. Moving on to Hu Yang. A lot of you guys have been complaining about the way I pronounce his name. And you know what? You're right. Okay? You're right. It's Huge Wang. Okay? Okay. Where does Huge Wang rank for you? Where does Huge Wang rank for you? Where does Huge Wang rate for you on this list? Goat? Oh my God. We got some goats in the chat. Great, great, great. Good, good, great, great, great. Huge what now? Huge. Okay. For me, Hu Yang's a cool character, okay? He's in the Clone Wars. He's been around for probably 25,000 years. He's been training Jedi for quite a long time. In live action, in Ahsoka, he's got a great role. For me, he's not a goated character. Not yet, at least. Not even really close. But I will put him in the great, and I will put him above Wolf, but not above Hera. I do have Hera as a higher character than Huge Wang. Okay. Moving on, we're going to Mandalore now. We are going to Mandalore, and we are going to Prime Minister Almec. Prime Minister Almec, I mean, the Mandalorian arc in the Clone Wars is one of the best. It goes on for seasons and seasons. It's the Mandalorian War. But where do we rank the Prime Minister? What do we think? Brandon, what's up? Ew? Ew? Hate him? He does sort of, he doesn't have the greatest arc, okay? Okay? He's not the best guy. He's not the best guy. Doesn't he kind of lead to Satine's death? Like, in a way. Obviously, Darth Maul kills Satine, but in a way. Do we hate him? Do we hate him, chat? Do we hate the guy? I could get down with hating him. The Prime Minister's not my favorite. I could get down with it. Yeah, hate that guy? All right, well, we're hating him. And I think we even hate him more than this guy, because I don't even remember his name at this point. Who is this? Who do we got here next on those? Oh, wait. Do my eyes deceive me? Is that? Hang on, my glasses might be foggy here, chat. Clean those off real quick. Oh my God, it's true. Next on our list is Anakin freaking Skywalker. Okay? Okay? Anakin Skywalker. Where does he rank on your list? Shut up, chat. He's the GOAT. And he's not just a GOAT. He's the GOAT. Okay? I will spoil the rest of this list for you. There's not a single character that we're going to go through here that will be higher than Anakin Skywalker. Not a single one. Not one. Not one. Okay. Anakin's the GOAT. I don't need to explain it, okay? He is. He is. Okay. Moving on. We got an Imperial here. Yeah, it is our boy, Yularen. Yularen from, he's in Andor, but he's also in the Clone Wars, I believe. And maybe even in, is he in the Clone Wars? I know for a fact he is in A New Hope, actually. Yularen is in A New Hope, and he comes back in Andor. Where do we put our boy Yularen? He's definitely more of a known character than these three, but would he fit the Who criteria? Because he's in A New Hope. He's kind of just a background character. I would say he's more on the he's better than these guys too. I put Yularen. He's probably even better in the good category. Yularen's got to be. Yeah, I'd put him right up in here. Probably right between Trench. Yeah, that seems good. That seems good. Seems like a good spot for him, you know? He is in the Clone Wars too? That's what I thought. Yeah. That's cool. All right. Next up on the list, we got some familiar faces back to back. This is a pretty good row right here, actually. And that is Kino Loy from Andor Season 1. Of course, the man who can't swim. Kino Loy. Where would you put him on this list? Possibly a person who could show up in Andor Season 2 if we're lucky. Where would you put Kino? Doesn't have that big of an arc. I mean, it's just 3 episodes, but he becomes a very beloved character very, very quickly. As I see a few goats in the chat. Oh my god. Goat tier. Hang on. Look, you don't understand. To become goat tier, look at the only 2 characters right now sitting in goat tier. Ahsoka and Anakin, okay? To get into goat tier, it takes quite a bit, okay? It takes quite a bit. I will give you that he is a great character. One Way Out has become a staple in the Star Wars galaxy. So I will put him in the great tier, but is he better than Wolf? He definitely has less appearances than Commander Wolf, but is he better character? Better than Wolf or no, chat? What do we think? Here or here? Better than Wolf or a little bit worse than Wolf? No? Yes? Oh my god. Better or worse? Better or worse? You got to be able to swim to be great? Okay. Let's not bring that up right now. He's very self-conscious about that, okay? Better than Wolf? Wolf is better? You guys are contradicting yourselves all over the place. Should we put up a poll in the chat? Do we have to pull this up? Do we have to pull this up, chat? Oh, fine. Fine. We'll do a poll. We'll do a poll. Okay. Okay. This might be the most random poll ever. Who is better as a character? Character. What the hell? Character. Why can't I spell the word character? Character. There we go. Who's better as a character? Wolf or Kino Loy? What do we think, chat? Let's make it quick. We got to get these going. We got like 500 more characters to get to here. Got to pull it up quick. Whatever comes in first, fast, is going to win. Whatever comes in first. Oh, wow. We are very close right now. 57 to 53 right now. But Kino Loy is in the lead. Oh, wait. No, Wolf just took the lead. What? Oh, Wolf is going 60-40. All right, we're putting Wolf ahead. We are putting Wolf ahead of Kino Loy, chat. The chat has spoken. All right. Next up, we got Marva, the mother of, or adopted mother of Cassian Andor from Andor Season 1. Of course, dies at the end of Andor Season 1. Spoiler alert. It's been out for like 3 years. Get over it. Marva. Where would you rank Marva on this scale? Many fans remember her from her speech in the finale. Good. Great. She's great. High grades? What? GOAT? That's crazy. Great, good, great. Marva is great. Marva is the GOAT? Oh my god. For me, Marva is definitely up in this range. I would say she's a better character than these people. Is she better than Callus, though? Maybe. Is she better than Kelleran Beck, though? Maybe. I'm actually going to put her right in between. I just like Kelleran Beck more as a character. I don't know why. It's just how it is, okay? I like him as a character better. Maybe it's because I like Ahmed best. Maybe I'm bringing in my other feelings for the actor himself. But that's just how it is, okay? That's where Marva's going. Next, we got Saw Gerrera. Now, interestingly enough to me, Saw Gerrera's... he's a character that I could put under hate them. And you might be like, Mike, what are you talking about? Saw Gerrera's awesome. He's in the Clone Wars. He's in Rogue One. He's in Rebels. He's in it all. But there's a reason I could put him in hate them. And that's because of our boy Echo. Sorry, not Echo. Jesus. What the hell's wrong with me? Tech. Jesus. Our boy Tech from Bad Batch Season 2. It's Saw's fault that Tech is dead. So you could argue that you'd hate him. You could argue that. But I think Saw has enough story that it overcomes that. Maybe. But I'm going to put him in a good. Now, the thing is he better than Marva? I think so. Is he better than Kelleran? That's tough. He's a little crazy. Do we like crazy? I'm going to put him right above Marva, right there. Feeling like that's good. I'm keeping Kelleran up high, you know? I'm going to keep Kelleran up high. Now, before we get too far out of this thing, let's scroll down here. There we go. All right, next on the list, we got a droid, and that is, to many Rebels fans, a very good droid, and that is AP5. AP5 kind of becomes the sort of C-3PO to Chopper's R2-D2 at some point in Star Wars Rebels. AP5, where does AP5 fit on your list? Where, chat? Good. All right. Who? Good. All right. Shiv, if you're saying who, you got to go rewatch Rebels. That's crazy. Good. Good. I see a bunch of goods. We're going to go good with our boy AP. But where in good is the big question. I definitely put him above him. Yeah. Trench, yeah. Is he better than Boyle, though? I'm going to put him right above Boyle, but he's not better than our boy Reiko Hardin, though. So we'll leave him there. Okay, this clone, I believe, is... Yeah, Opa. Yeah, that's called English, chat. This is the clone who tells Bail Organa that he has to leave Coruscant in Revenge of the Sith. So he's kind of a background clone. He's not that big of a character. He's not a Boyle. He's not a Wolf. He's not a Rex. He's not a Cody. He's not a Gregor. He's not a Fives. He's not any of that. But he is not a nobody clone. He does have a name, and he does have a conversation with Bail Organa in Revenge of the Sith. However, I see a lot of who's. So we're going to put him in the who, okay? We're going to put him in the who. Yeah. We're going to put him at the top of the who, though, because, you know, he's a cool clone. Actually, you know what? No, I like him better than all of these guys. We'll put him in the all right. He's an all right. He's an all right. All right, next on the list, we got Skeen from Andor. Skeen, of course, is during the Aldani arc. He's also going to be the Thing in the Fantastic Four movie, but that has nothing to do with it. Skeen, where would we rank him on the list? He does die in Andor, so we'll never see him again. He has a very short arc in Star Wars, but where would you put him? Where would you rank Skeen as a character? What do we think, chat? I see a bunch of goods. For me, I think he's a good. Like, I don't put him above Marva or Saw Gerrera or Callus or Reiko. Probably not even AP5. I'll put him right there. That seems like a good spot. He only has a few episodes in the show. He's a good character. He's not really that important of a character, but he is a good character. Who? Shiv, go watch Andor. You know what, Shiv? Take off the stream and go watch some freaking Star Wars. All right. Ahsoka. Asajj Ventress is next on our list. Asajj Ventress. Where do we think? Where does Asajj fit on this list? Asajj has come back from the dead as of recent in the Bad Batch Season 3. And there's probably more story to be told with Asajj Ventress, but where does she rank on this list? Great, high, great, GOAT. Okay, I was waiting for somebody to say GOAT. I was like, somebody's got to have some love for our boy, Asajj Ventress. A bunch of greats. All right, we're going to go great with Asajj. I knew somebody would say GOAT, but I don't think she's a GOAT. She's definitely better than Kino. She's better than Wolf. Is she better than Huge Wang? Yeah, she's definitely better than Huge Wang. Is she better than Hera Syndulla? Now that's a question. We're going to pull this one up in the chat, actually. I want to see where you guys are at with this one. And that one. Who is better? Hera or Asajj? What do we think, chat? Hera or Asajj Ventress? Less than Hera? Better than Hera? Right below Hera? Interesting. Ventress needs her own bald but sexy category? Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. Asajj is beating Hera. Wow. Okay. All right, chat. The chat has spoken. Asajj Ventress is better than Hera Syndulla. Now, it does make sense. Obviously, she's been through quite a bit more, 7 seasons rather than just the 4. But she has more story to be told. Well, both characters still have more story to be told, but hopefully Asajj will come into live action someday. That's the dream. All right, next on this list, we got this droid from Book of Boba Fett, 8D8. So he was also in, I believe, Return of the Jedi in Jabba the Hutt's palace, but then he works for Boba Fett in the Book of Boba Fett. Where do we put 8D8 on this list? Where do we put 8D8 on this list? Who? All right. Your second favorite character? Oh, Asajj Ventress is your second favorite character. Okay. I was going to say, what? All right. Who? Right above hate them? So you? We do only have one character in the EU right now. But Eu's kind of more so for our grosser looking characters. Oh, yeah. I would say he's an all right. I'd say he's probably below these guys. Just because you know him. Like, you might not know his name, but you've recognized the character because you've seen him a few times in Star Wars, you know? All right, next we got another Resistance character, and his name is Axe Targan. Again, still haven't seen Star Wars Resistance, so you guys are going to have to help me out on this one, chat. Where would we rank him on this list? What do we think, chat? Axe from Resistance. Where does he go? Where does he go? He goes under who? I need some Resistance fans to come help me out with this. Axe who? I see a lot of who's. All right. Who's? All right. Who it is. Who it is. And I don't even know who he is, but he looks cooler than this girl because his name is Axe. So we're going to go with that. Next up, we got our fan favorite droid from Andor, B2 EMO. Now, there's a crazy fan theory going around that B2 is going to become the voice of K2SO somehow, some way in Andor Season 2. That would be pretty cool. Give a little bit more of a story and a feel for the character of K2SO. But where do we put B2 on this list? What do we think, chat? What do we think? B2 is just under the GOAT? Great. My God, that's a high praise for our boy. Good to great. Who? Good. That's crazy. I'm going to put him in good too, but let's see where in good is the question. I feel like right under Marva is kind of a great spot for him. I'd put Callus above him. Yeah. B2's going right below Callus. That seems like a good spot. He's just, he's better than all of them. Yeah, we're going with B2 there. Boom. Boom. Okay. Next we got Babu frickin' Frick. Okay? Babu Frick. I'll save you the trouble, chat. He's the GOAT. No, I'm kidding. He's not a GOAT character. However, he is quite an awesome new character when it comes to Star Wars. Rise of Skywalker may not be your favorite Star Wars movie, but it does introduce one character and one character only. Well, that's not true, but this character in particular is Babu Frick. Where do we rank Babu Frick? GOAT? You? No. John? No. Good. Great. I don't know who any of these guys are. Dang. Babu is great. Good. All right, I see a lot of goods to great. Babu is the best part of Rise of Skywalker, yeah. Wasn't he in The Mandalorian too? No, that's a different Anzellan. It's the same species, but it's different guy. It's not Babu. But for Babu, he's definitely going in the good. I could argue that he's great, but that's just my personal opinion. But I'm going to put him in the good, and I would put him above all of them if I had the choice, but I feel like you guys would be mad at me for that. Babu Frick. Yeah, I'm going to be realistic. Okay, we'll put him here. We'll put him here. Yeah, that seems good. Babu's the GOAT, okay? Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. He's the GOAT. All right, moving on. Oh, great. My favorite character in all of Star Wars. Bala Tik, the guy who I had to do an impression of. It was probably the greatest impression you've ever heard in your life. Yeah. Where does he go on the list? He only has one appearance ever in Star Wars. It's in The Force Awakens when he's trying to get money from Han Solo. But where do we put him? Who? All right. Yeah. Hate him? Damn. Hate him is strong. I don't hate him. I'd say he's all right, too. I mean, he's not like the greatest character ever. I'd say he's all right. I'd put him, yeah, about right there at the bottom of all right. Seems like a good spot. Barriss Offee. Now, this is an interesting one. Barriss recently has gotten quite the upgrade when it comes to her character's arc, because in Tales of the Empire, she's one of two of the main characters, her and Morgan Elsbeth. Where would you rank Barriss Offee on this list? She is in the Clone Wars quite a bit, grows this relationship with Ahsoka Tano, eventually frames Ahsoka Tano by bombing the Jedi Temple and framing it on Ahsoka, getting caught by Anakin, having that awesome fight between her and Anakin on Coruscant. But then she becomes a good guy again. After she becomes an Inquisitor, she becomes a good guy again and becomes the healer that she was once in Legends. Where does she rank on this list? Great, good, good. I see a bunch of goods. Great, a few greats, some goods. For me, Barriss is a good character. Could she be great? Yes, I actually think there's probably more to her character that would make her even greater. She goes on a great arc in the Clone Wars. Honestly, chat, I kind of want to go great on Barriss Offee, I'm not going to lie. But I think I'll go high good, and I'll put her above everybody. She's definitely better than Keller and Beck, and any of these characters, for that matter. She is a good, solid character. Honestly, fuck it. We're going great. I'm going below Kino Loy, but I'm going great. She deserves great. She's got an incredible arc in the Clone Wars. And Tales of the Empire made me want to see more of her. I want her to come to live action. I want her to have an interaction with Ahsoka Tano in live action. That's what I want. Yeah. There you go. She's great. All right. Next up, we got our boy from Rogue One. Baz is his name. Baz Malbus. Great name. He is sort of the partners with the blind guy. I forget his name now. But Baz, where does he rank on your list? Good. Somehow Barriss returns. Top of good? Oh my god. Great. Great. Good. These are some high praises for Baz. Rogue One is a great movie, I'll give you that. But it's just his only appearance. I will give you he's definitely better than all right. So I'll put him in the good. He's better than that. He's better than that. He's better than Trench. He's better than Boyle. Is he better than Skeen? Yeah. He's better than AP5? Probably. Is he better than Babu Frick, though? Yeah. Is he better than Reiko Hardeen, though? No. I'm putting him there. I'm putting him there. That's where Baz lands is in the good. In the good. Okay. This right here is the person who sells out our heroes in the sequel trilogy, and her name is Bazine Netal. See, I told you it was kind of in alphabetical order. B, 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 B. Bazine Netal. Again, not really much of a big character here. She's just the one who gives the First Order the location of our heroes in The Force Awakens. What do we think about this character? Who? You? Who? Who? Honestly, yeah. She has a line which gives her some sort of credit, but she really doesn't have that big of a role. She just is the one who sells out the heroes. So I would put her in the Who as well. I'll put her at the top of the Who, though, because I'll put her right here. Just because our boy King Munchucho has a great name, the name keeps him above. Yeah. Okay, moving on to BB-8. All right, this is where things get interesting. BB-8 is a sequel trilogy character. However, and a lot of fans don't really like the sequel trilogy. However, BB-8 is quite an interesting one because as a character himself, he is a great character. So where do we put BB-8 on this list? Great. All right. Good. Yeah, Inklet, I noticed that too. Great, good, great. Great, great. Honestly, so the sequel trilogy, whether you like it or not, has a few very good sort of shining stars, and BB-8 is one of those. For me, he's a great. Now, is he better than Barasafi? Is he better than Kino Loy? Is he better than Wolf? Interesting. I'm going to change my Barasafi one, actually. I'm going to put him above Wolf. Or above Wolf. I'm going to put BB-8 above Wolf, too. Below Barris, but above Wolf. BB-8's a great... Like, think about the design of BB-8. You go from the R2s, or the astromech droids, to what's the upgrade? A ball. A ball. And he's just awesome. So, that's why he deserves to be there. Okay, now the evil version of BB-8, I believe, is what is it? BB-9E. BB-9E, the first order version of BB-8. Where do we rank him? Where do we rank him? What do we think, chat? I just realized we might have to pick up this pace. We're definitely going to have to pick up this pace, chat. Maybe not. We got a whole another hour to kill. I'm having fun. Who? Under who? I say we hate him. This is the one who I say we hate him less than the Prime Minister, but we hate him. Yeah, I hate him. All right, BD1. BD1. Cal Kestis's companion, the droid who helps you do countless things in the Jedi games. BD1 became quickly a fan favorite character. I almost bought a BD1 unit instead of a chopper that sits behind me. Where do we put BD on the list? Honestly, chat, a goat? Oh, wow. I wasn't going to say goat, but I will put him right below goat in the great category. Now, I believe he's probably in this BB-8 sort of range here too, but is he better than BB-8? I'm going to put that poll up in the chat, actually. That's an interesting poll. Two droids against each other? Let's see. Let's see. Who is better? BB-8 or BD1? What do we think? What do we think, chat? What do we think? And while you're at it, can I get some good cups full of orders in the chat, please? That cup is empty. Bumper. Okay. Where's this poll at? Wow, BB-8 is winning. Okay. All right. Then we're going to keep it there. We're going to keep it there with BD1 right below BB-8. You got it, chat. All right, next up we got a Rise of Skywalker character as well called Boudmontkin? Boudmontkin? Sure, whatever. This guy from The Lord of the Rings, but he joined the Star Wars universe in the Rise of Skywalker. Where do we rank him? Where do we rank him on this list? Honestly, I'm probably between all right and who? It's Charlie. Yeah, but it's not. That's not his name. Who? Oh my God, it's a lot of who's. All right, we're going who. We're going who. But I must say, he's probably right below our boy King Munchancho. Munchancho. Yeah. Okay, next on this list is a familiar-ish face. It's Beezer Fortuna. Not Bib Fortuna, but his cousin, Beezer Fortuna. What do we think about this guy? Beezer Fortuna. I believe his only appearance is in Rogue One, but I could be mistaken. Maybe he's also in The Phantom Menace. Beezer Fortuna. You. I agree with that. Let's put him in you. We're going to put him above the Queen. Move aside, Queen Katrina or Karina. We're going to put Beezer right there. That's a pretty good spot for him. He's creepy looking. All right, next up is the Bendu. The Bendu. The Bendu to me, is one of the most interesting new-ish characters, Disney age characters, when it comes to Star Wars. I mean, he's only appeared in Rebels. He's only appeared in a few episodes in Rebels. But his character is one that is so cool that you just can't wait to see more, if we ever do get more. Low to high greats. Great. The Bendu is definitely great. I see a lot of greats in the chat, and I could not agree with you more. The Bendu is a great character. When you talk about just characters in general, he is great. I put him above all these. I put him above Barriss. I put him above Huge Wang, actually. I put him right there. The Bendu is he's a great character. I mean, when you talk about introducing a mythological character that doesn't have a lot of answers to it, it's almost like a Yoda-ish character. He has knowledge of the Force and teaches Kanan so much. He teaches Ezra so much. Even talks with Ahsoka off screen. Even talks with Thrawn. Fights against Thrawn. To do that with the amount of mystery that he has and the amount of power that he has is extremely cool. He's a character that's just exists in the Star Wars galaxy, that keeps balance. He doesn't want to intervene either way. That's pretty cool. He's like almost a Mortis God type level of character, you know? All right, next up we got our boy Two Tubes. I forget his real name. Hang on. Idrio. Two Tubes, the boy who works for Saw Gerrera. Where do we rank him? Honestly, he doesn't have much of a role. He's in Rogue One. He's in Andor. But he's not a who. I definitely know who he is. He's probably better than all right. He's better than all these characters. He's probably in the good. I'd put him above him. Is he better than Trench, though? Is he better than Boyle, though? This is probably where he lands, right in here. I'll put him right here, actually. Right above Trench, right below Boyle. That seems like a good one. Good? Yeah. All right, next up we got... Is this Aunt Beru? It is. All right, Beru Lars. Aunt Beru. This is the younger version of her right here from Kenobi and Revenge of the Sith, but she, of course, appears as an older version of Beru in A New Hope. The aunt who raises Luke Skywalker on Tatooine. Where do we rank her? Obviously, she doesn't have that much of a storyline going on in the Star Wars story, but as a character, she's an important one. I see a lot of goods. Low good, greats. Interesting. I'm going to put her in good just because she doesn't really have much to do with the story. And it'd probably be a low good. Probably around here. Maybe below Trench. That seems like a good spot. She has obviously an important part in the Star Wars story. She's a good character, but you don't really see much of her character at all. So I think that fits her perfectly. All right. They gave us fat Bib Fortuna, but Bib Fortuna, nonetheless. Where do we put Bib Fortuna? Not his cousin, Beezer Fortuna, but Bib Fortuna. Where do we rank him on this list? Where do we rank him? For me, it's probably between good or great. You could put him in ew, that's for sure. He is definitely ugly. But I'd put him in a good or a great. Let's see where we're at here. Let's scroll up. I would put him below Kelleran, below Saw. Probably right here, actually. Yeah, that's kind of where I put Bib Fortuna, I think. That seems like a good spot for him. He's not a great character, I don't think. He's not to the level of these other characters. He has like more of a role now because he was in the Book of Boba Fett, or at least in the end of Mandalorian. But he's not that big of a role, you know? I think that's a good spot. I think that's a good spot. Bib Fat Tuna? Oh my god. Next up, we got another side character from Andor, and his name is Baranok. And we're going to just not waste any time on this one and go, who? But we're going to put him above the Resistance characters here. Actually, we're going to put him below Axe, because Axe is a great name. We'll put him right there. He's one of the people who helps in the escape from the prison arc. But who? Come on. All right, next up, we got another who. No spoilers there. And that is Bistain, or Bistan? Bistan? Sure. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure he's from Solo. And I don't think any of you would argue with me when I said, who? He does have a funky look to him, though, so I'm going to put him above. See, we're going based off of looks, too. You know? We're going off of looks, too. All right, moving on to Bix. Bix from Cassian Andor. Bix is obviously going to be in Season 2. She was a great character in Season 1. Where do we put Bix? Where do we put Bix? Good. All right. I think she's got a lot more story to be told. That's for sure. Jack Robbins, what's up? Good, good. Good, all right to good. All right, let's see where Bix can land here. She's definitely better than all these all rights. She's better than them. She's better than them. Better than them. She's more important than Skeen. Honestly, is she better than Babu Frick? Probably. Is she better than Baz? Or Baze, whatever his name is? I'll put her right there. That seems like a good spot. Right above Babu. She's a good for sure. Yeah. For sure. Yeah. Okay, now this is interesting. Bo-Katan. Where do you rank Bo-Katan? Now, Bo-Katan has been through quite a bit when it comes to arc in Star Wars. She's been from Rebels to Clone Wars to, of course, now in live action. She's had quite the arc. She's been through it all. From owning the Darksaber to losing the Darksaber to owning the Darksaber again to reclaiming Mandalore in The Mandalorian Season 3. Where does Bo-Katan fit in all this? Because her story's not done yet either. It's definitely not done yet either. I see a ton of greats and actually a few goats too. Let's see. She's definitely a great. I don't know if she's a goat, but she's borderline. She's definitely better than the Bendu. Is she better than Harrison Dula? Is she better than Asajj Ventress? I don't know. This is tough. This is a tough one. I could argue that Bo-Katan is a GOAT character, but I'm going to put her in the high grades. But is she above Asajj? Is she above Hera? I'm going to put her at the top. I'm a big fan of the Bo-Katan character. Between Asajj and Hera. Worse than Hera? Okay, we'll put her below, below Asajj. We'll put her below Asajj. She's definitely better than Harrison Dula. She just has so much more story than Harrison Dula. And so much more of an important part of that story as well. I think that's a good spot for her. Very high praise for Bo-Katan. Okay, now this is another interesting one. Boba Fett. Because some fans really love the character of Boba Fett from the original trilogy, but don't like what happened to him when he came into his own show, in the Book of Boba Fett. They also love his first appearance in Mando Season 2, when he comes in and he's just smashing the helmets of stormtroopers. Where does Boba Fett rank for you guys? Boba is great. So tough. Top great / low goat. Still the goat. Goat no question. Oh my. Goat. For me, Boba Fett is definitely in that conversation of should he be a goat. The Book of Boba Fett might take him down a notch, though. Because although it is his own show, he kind of doesn't shine in it. It's a very difficult one because he's not really that much of an explored character in Star Wars. Like Bo-Katan has way more story told. Even Asajj Ventress has way more story told than Boba Fett does. There's definitely going to be more Boba Fett, that's for damn sure. But does he belong in the GOAT tier or high great? You know? That's the question. I think we put him in the high greats. What do we think, Chet? Because I think there's going to be a lot more great, goated characters coming. I say we put him right below Asajj. Actually, no, he's above Asajj. I'll put him above Asajj. Boom, right there. That GOAT territory is hard to get into. There's a reason that only 2 characters are sitting in this territory right now. That's for damn sure. All right, next up is Bode. And I'm going to save us some time and put him at the top of Hate Them. Bode was an interesting one. Give me one into the chat if you were here during our playthrough of Star Wars Jedi Survivor, because that was crazy. It was over a year ago. But during that time, we were joking about Bode turning on us and being the bad guy the entire time. And it just so happens that that was the big twist-a-roo at the end. Spoiler alert. And I hate him. Yep. Hate him. It took me so long to defeat him in that game. So for those reasons, I hate him. Moving on. Next, we got Bodhi, our pilot from Rogue One. Again, the only role he has, the only story told of this character is Rogue One. Where do we rank him? Where do we rank him? Actually, Bodhi could make an appearance in Andor Season 2. That's a possibility. That's a possibility. Bodhi is good. Bodhi's great. He's all right. He's good. I'll probably say he's in the good category. Maybe high all rights. No, he's probably above this. He's above him. He's above him. He's above Baru. He's above... Is he above Two Tubes, though? Is he above Boyle, though? Is he above Skeen, though? I'm going to put him right there, I think. That seems like a good spot. Yeah. That seems like a good spot as any. All right, next up we got Bula Ropal. Sure. Bula Ropal, a Jedi who was tortured. This was the one who I believe was watching the Jedi Temple or something and got captured and tortured. No. Who? She was the keeper of the Kyber crystal thing that Cad Bane was after, and was tortured by Cad Bane, but only has that one appearance. So a very, very small character, very, very small. But where do we rank him? Soul, what's up? Yeah, Cad Bane just kills this character pretty quickly. Yeah. Bit of a who. I would say that it's kind of vaguely remember this character. I mean, maybe it's all right. I'll put him in all right. We'll put him in all right. Put him right there. That seems good. That seems good. All right, next up we actually have a Mark Hamill voice, and that is Bulio from Rise of Skywalker. This was the guy who said, win the war, because at the beginning of Rise of Skywalker, when Finn and Poe and Chewie are in the Millennium Falcon and they're trying to get this information for the rebellion, or for the resistance, I should say, Bulio is the one who helps them, and it's voiced by Mark Hamill, and he goes, win the war. And then actually, later on in the movie, his head is chopped off by Kylo Ren and thrown onto a table. So where do we put Bulio here? All right. I definitely wouldn't put him in the Who, because when you look at like these other Who characters, I really don't even recognize them at all, maybe except for this guy. So I'd put him in all right. I'd put him... Win the war. I put him above this. Right there, probably. He's voiced by Mark Hamill, which doesn't hurt, you know? All right, next we got another Andor character, and this is Brazo, or Bazo, or is it Brazo or Bazo? Brazo, right? Yeah, Brazo. Brazo from Andor, the friend who helps cover for Cassian, helps with sort of the rebellion, so to speak, on Ferrix. Where do we put Brazo? He's another sort of side character-ish in Andor. I'd say he's less than a Bix. Probably more than a Skeen. He'd be around that Skeen level. I'll put him like right here. Right below Babu. That seems like a good one. Yeah. He's a good character. For sure. Maybe we'll... yeah, maybe. All right, next we got Leia's mom. I believe her name is Bria Organa. Princess Leia's mom. A character we really don't get much of. She is in the Kenobi series, which is where we see the most of her as of recent. But we don't get much of her character. That like her character doesn't have too much to it. I will say. It's an important character. It's Leia's mom. But her arc, she doesn't really have one. She's just kind of a side character. Good, all right. Yeah, I'd probably put her in all right. I mean, she's all right. She's all right. I'd probably put her towards the top of all right here. Maybe, actually, the top of all right. I feel like she's more important than all these characters, you know? Yeah, no? All right, next up we got the leader of the Knight Brothers. What's his name again? Brother Vicious. Sure. Leader of the Knight Brothers. Where do we put him? He's not important at all. He has a cool little role in the Clone Wars. Where do we put him? Leader of the Knight Brothers. He's a goated who? A who? Yeah, the problem is you don't really know who he is. You don't know his name. So I would put him in who too. However, I put him at a high who because he just looks badass, you know. I think King Monchucho, unless we find a better who than him, is probably going to hold the king. He'll be the king of the who's, you know. Yeah. All right, next up we got another bounty hunter, and that is Bolduga? Sure. This guy right here. What's the species name again? Ithorians. The Ithorians. He's an Ithorian bounty hunter from the Clone Wars. Only, I believe, has one appearance, maybe. Not too big of a character. Definitely belongs in the Who. So I'd probably put him right here. He's a bounty hunter. He's badass. But he's who? Who? All right, next up we got probably another who. Another who, and that is our boy, Bolter Swan. Now, actually, he's not related to our former Swan, who is Kira Swan. But Bolter Swan, where was that? Boom, right here. Is a Jedi Master who's in the battle of, or Jedi Knight, I should say, who's in the battle of Geonosis. Who? Yeah. I'd probably go who on this too. Lego Yoda, what's up? How we doing? Yeah. He's just a background Jedi from the Battle of Geonosis. Given that he is a Jedi, I'll put him at the top, though. All right, next up we got... What was his name again? Berg. That's what I thought. So this is Berg from The Mandalorian. Whoops. This is Berg from The Mandalorian. He is from the episode where Bill Burr is in. I forget. It's season 1, maybe episode 5, something like that, where he helps the prison escape happen. Yeah, I would say all right, too. He's a recognizable character. He's definitely not a who. But I'd say he's all right. I'd say he's probably better than him, better than him, better than them. I'd say he's right there, probably. Yeah, it seems like a good spot. Next up is C-3PO. Where does C-3PO rank? This is an interesting one, because C-3PO, you could argue, is a goated character. However, he doesn't really do much in the movies. He is in almost everything. He's in every movie. Right? Is he in Solo? Is C-3PO in Solo? GOAT? Okay. I think he has to go in the GOAT. Just because of the character that he is. Because he's been there since the beginning and because he is so important to almost all the stories. He doesn't really play a big role in all the stories as he's not really doing much, but he is there. You know? He just complains and bitches. That's true. But that's an important part of the story. You know? He deserves to be a goated character. That's for damn sure. Yeah. He's done his due diligence. Next up is Cad Bane. And this might be where we have a little bit of a conversation here. Cad freaking Bane. A bounty hunter who recently came into live action in the Book of Boba Fett. But in the Clone Wars, he has many different arcs, as he is one of the greatest bounty hunters of all time. And I will say, he is one of my favorite characters of all time. I put him in GOATed. I put him above C-3PO, below Ahsoka, but he is a GOATed character. To me, he is the GOAT when it comes to bounty hunters. And for those reasons, he is the GOAT. When you talk about character, now it's sad that we haven't gotten much of him in live action because he died at the end of Book of Boba Fett. Maybe he could come back. But when you talk about the Clone Wars, when you talk about bounty hunters, this is that guy. That's why Cad Bane's a GOAT. Okay? Enough said. Next up, we got Cal Kestis. Sort of a newcomer to the game. He's been around since 2018. from Jedi Survivor to Jedi Fallen Order, he quickly became a fan favorite character. He will be getting a third version of his game, or third installment in his game, and he will likely come to live action at some point very soon. Where does Cal Kestis rank among these characters? Good, great. Good, great, great, good. Good, great. Great, good. GOAT? For me, Cal Kestis could eventually reach that GOAT status, but right now he's not. I will put him in the great, though. He's better than Kino Loy. He's better than Wolf. He's better than BD, his droid. He's better than BB-8. Is he better than Barasafi, though? Is he better than Huge Wang? Is he better than the Bendu? Yeah, probably. I would put him right below Hera Syndulla, though. I don't think he's better than Hera. Hera has more story told. Like, Cal Kestis is going to have more story told, but he doesn't have it yet. You know? Oh, Amanda with a very, very generous $5 holla. God damn. Says, I have no name, but a Jedi, you might call me. Oh, sorry, but a Jedi might call me Sith. Chimere, congrats on 85K. That is a great one. Do you want me to do a Chimere impression? That is tough. Yeah. Chimere will be put on this list. That's for damn sure. The Acolyte characters will be put on this list. And thank you for the congrats on 85K. That is very, very generous. Yes, we hit 85K so quickly, I don't even have the celebration song. So we're just going to celebrate with 80K again. Why not? Just use your imagination. It said 85K. We did hit 85K, and it's absolutely insane. We are getting so much closer to 90K, to 95K, to 99K, to 100,000 subscribers, which is absolutely insane. So I appreciate it, Amanda. I really, really do. And super chats are extremely generous, and I appreciate it. Appreciate it. Yeah. Yeah. John says, oh shit, I just noticed that Chopper's on your shelf. How articulate is it? And rough. What did that set you back? Oh, and what did that roughly set you back? Yeah, Chopper I just got this year. I went to Galaxy's Edge and got him. How much was Chopper? I want to say like 150? I don't remember. Don't quote me on that. Don't quote me on that at all. But he does move around. Should we turn him on? He doesn't have much room to move around. He is remote controlled, and he does make beeps and boops and bops and beeps and boops and bops. He's pretty awesome. Yeah. 85K is absolutely nuts. That's for damn sure. That's for damn sure. 15K till the water gets dumped on your head. Let's go. That's true. So if you guys don't know, at 100,000 subscribers, this giant-ass cup that we bring out every stream and say good cups, follow orders, will be dumped on my head. The fact that it's getting so close now is concerning me, but we're doing it nonetheless. Yeah. JC says, have you heard about the Lucas Museum being built in Los Angeles? Yes, I have. That will warrant a trip someday. Oh, yeah, it will. Yeah, it will. I definitely want to go see that as soon as possible, actually. Pam Hill says, yes, turn on Chopper to celebrate. Chopper's been awoken. I wish you guys could hear all that he says. It's really mean. Okay, let's keep going on this list, shall we? Before we get too distracted. Where do we live off? Oh, Cal Kestis. Yeah, Cal Kestis is a great character who someday I hope will come into live action and become a goated character. But for now, he resides in the great category. All right, next up, we got another Imperial, and this is Cal Kestis, Officer Bragg from the Bad Batch. So Officer Bragg is the one who I believe is trying to reclaim control. This is the Crosshair episode in Season 2. Reclaim control from a planet who is sort of rebelling against the Empire. This is when Cody and Crosshair go on that mission together, I believe. But she could very well easily just be who? But the face is recognizable enough as to where I will see her and think of the Bad Batch. So I'm going to put her in all right instead of who. And we'll put her sort of at the bottom of all right. Down here. Yeah. Next up is a who, if I've ever seen one in my life. And that is Captain... Oh, wait, sorry, no. Captain Brunson from Rebels. Now, I'm a big Rebels guy. I know a lot of characters from Rebels. Imperials, I mean, yeah, there's a lot of them. But this one, I'm like, who? I had to look her up. I did recognize once I read the description who it was. But still, who? And actually, I'm going to put her even lower than this. Who? We'll put her there. All right, next up we got a sequel character again, and that is Captain Kennedy, or Kennedy, sure, from The Last Jedi. This is the one who goes down with the ship, I believe, at the beginning of the movie. So where do we put Captain Kennedy, chat? Who? Huh? What? Who? Where do we put him? Captain Kennedy. Where do we put him? What do we think, chat? Who? Another who? An all right. Captain who? All right, fine. He's a who. I put him at the higher who's, though, because just facially I can recognize him. You know? All right, next up we got a very familiar face from The Mandalorian. Lang, that was his name. It's on the tip of my tongue. Lang from The Mandalorian. He was the one who was working for Morgan Elsbeth on, what was the Corvus. Corvus the planet. Right? Yeah, Corvus. Working for Morgan Elsbeth on Corvus. And he had the showdown between him and Din Djarin. Not a very important character. I'd say he's more of a all-right-ish character. I mean, he's probably better than a lot of these guys. Is he better than Berg? Yeah, probably. He's a cool character. It's Ahsoka's first ever appearance. He's probably in one of the greatest episodes ever. But he doesn't do much in that episode. So that episode can only carry him so far, and it's going to carry him to right there in the all right. Yeah. All right, next up we got the leader of the Wookiees named hang on. Muru, the leader of the Wookiees in Revenge of the Sith, right here. So, by name, you probably don't know him, but by appearance, you probably recognize him from Revenge of the Sith being a very popular movie, and he's the leader of the Wookiees. What do we think? What do we think? I mean, you could put him in the who, but I'd probably put him in the all rights, because you don't really know him by name, but he's the leader of the frickin' Wookiees. I'd put him higher than all these. I put him below these two, because, actually, I put him above this clone. Yeah, probably right there. All right, next up is Captain Phasma. This is an interesting one. Where do we stand on Captain Phasma, chat? Captain Phasma. Set up in The Force Awakens as the leader of the Stormtroopers for the First Order and dies in The Last Jedi very quickly, actually. I feel like her story is a lot better off screen, almost. All right, good. Yeah. Connor, I definitely won't, but I appreciate it. I hate her? Oh my. Captain Phasma is meh. All right, I think we're going to put her... Let's check out the all rights to goods. I think I'd put her... I feel like she's just wasted potential. I put her at the bottom of good. I feel like if she was used properly, she could have been in the mid to high goods. But I feel like she was just wasted almost, you know? All right. Next we got... Oh, what the hell is this guy's name? The guy who protects Padme in Attack of the Clones. The guy with the eye patch. Where would we put him? I feel like he's definitely not a who. He's a pretty main-ish character in Attack of the Clones. I feel like he's an alright type guy. Probably around... probably put him above these guys. Right below Berg, I think. You know? Yeah. Yeah, that seems like a good spot. All right, next up we got our boy here from the Clone Wars. What the hell is his name? Captain Angus. Angus? Sure. He's the guy who, he's a guard for the Republic, but he turns on the Republic as he's working for Newt Gunray. Yeah. Captain Hook. Oh my god. Where would we rank him? He has a very sort of small arc in the Clone Wars as he just turns on the rebellion. The Republic, sorry. Where would we put him? Let's see how big of a dent we put into this list. Oh my god, chat. We're going to have to start going a lot faster here. A lot faster. For me, I feel like he's an all right. He could be argued to be a who. All right, you say who? Hate him? We could add a hate. All right, we hate him. Deal. Hate him. We probably hate him that much. Not put him over B. There you go. Cara Dune. Interesting. Cara Dune, the character who disappeared forever. Where do we rank Cara Dune on this list, chat? Cara Dune and Carson Teva actually back to back here. Cara Dune and Carson Teva. Where do we put both of them? Both Rangers of the New Republic. Cara equals great. Great. Good. Good. Great. All right, let's see where Cara can fit in up here. She's definitely better than all these. Is she better than Callus? Yeah. Is she better than Marva? Probably, yeah. Is she better than Bib, Saw, and Kelleran Beck, though? Is she better than Kino Loy, though, and Commander Wolf? She toes this line between great and good. But I'd put her probably here. Yeah. I wish we got more of her story, but for now, she resides there. Now, Carson Teva is another interesting one. He's kind of taken the role of Cara Dune as of late in The Mandalorian Season 3 and such. So I'd probably put him up in this same conversation. Honestly, I'd probably put him right underneath Cara Dune. I like Cara a little bit more than Carson. So we'll go there. All right, Cassian Andor. Andor has quickly become a fan favorite character in Star Wars. He's getting a second season. So what was supposed to be a one-off character in Rogue One quickly became a 5-season character and now a 2-season character. Where would Cassian Andor go? Where is Kanan? We'll get to Kanan. Kanan Jarrus is on this list. Don't you worry about that. Don't you worry about that. What I think we're going to do, chat, is we're going to spend more time on the non-Who characters. And then just zoom right past the obviously more known characters. Cassian's great. High grades, good. All right. Let's see. He's better than Kino. He's better than Wolf. He's better than BD1. He's better than BB8. Is he better than Barazafi? Is he better than Huge Wang? Is he better than the Bendu? Yeah, I would say so. He's not better than Cal Kestis, in my opinion. I'd say he's a pretty high grade. Cassian's a great character. All right, this is a shapeshifter. It's not the shapeshifter from Attack of the Clones. Yeah, this is Canto Parsiti. This is the shapeshifter from the Clone Wars. So where would you put that? I'd say all right, because shapeshifters are very noticeable characters. Probably low all rights, though. I'd say there. That seems good. All right, Seer Junda. Seer Junda is a very underrated character to me. She's only in a few projects, which are the Jedi games, but her character is a very, very cool one. She honestly is probably one of the best characters in those games, rivaling Cal Kestis and Marin. But the arc she goes on in the first game is fantastic. She fights Vader in the second game. Seer is a very, very cool game. So if you've played these games, you know what I'm talking about. She's probably in the high goods. Better than Saw. I'd honestly put her above Kelleran too. I'm going to put her at the top. I'm putting her as the top of the goods for now. All right, next up we got Cham Syndulla. Father to Hera Syndulla. Where do we put Cham on this list? This is an interesting one. If Hera is so high, does her father get the same sort of treatment? I don't think so. Chomps Padula does play a big role. He's in Rebels, in Clone Wars. He's an important character. He's definitely an important character. He's better than all right. He's definitely not a who. I'd say he's a good. He's better than Phasma. He's better than Baru. He's better than Trench. He's better than Two Tubes. He's better than Boyle. He's better than these guys. He's better than Brazos. This is where things get interesting. I'll put him right there. That seems like a good spot. Okay, we got a few who's coming on here. This is the guy who gets absolutely obliterated in The Last Jedi. So he's going to be a who if I've ever seen one. This was when they're testing out the Starkiller base. So he'll go in the who's. We can put him up there because he looks funky looking. Next up, we got this guy, I believe. Let me go check him out. Yeah, I don't really even know who this is. So we're going to go who again on this guy. He's funny looking too. This is the leader of the Lasats. That's the word I was looking for. The Lasats, Zebarelius' species. She has a very minor role in Rebels, but she is a recognizable character. Her name is Chava. Sure. Chava. She's definitely not a who to me. She'd probably be in more the all right. I'd put her above them. Her. That seems like a good spot. She's a very minor character in Rebels, but she is a character that is some semi-important, you know? Okay. Chew freaking Baka. Where does Chewbacca rank on your list, chat? Chewbacca, the legendary Wookiee. Where does he fit on your list? Yeah, I don't think there's any question about that. And I agree with you guys already in the chat. Goated. An absolutely goated character. I put him above C-3PO even. Above Cad Bane, though? Yeah, he's above Cad Bane. Chewbacca is one of the goatiest goated characters of all time. Not only is it because he's been around since day one, but he is the Wookiee. And he is the GOAT. All right, next up we got the evil dude from the Clone Wars. This guy's just like a hate him type of deal. His name is Chi Cho. Great name. But he was sort of the leader of these people, and he was trying to kill all these other people. That was very specific by me. I hated this guy. This guy's the worst. He's the absolute worst. Actually, he dies because he's trying to, kill all these people. Whatever. Hate him. Hate him more than the Prime Minister even, but Bode is more than that. This is just some random who, okay? The daughter of the leader of whatever. She's a Panamonian. What was her name? Chi Egwe Papanoida. She's one of the Papanoida family. We're going to see a lot of Papanoidas, actually. She is one of them, and she is a who. All right, next up, we got the leader of the Ewoks, Chief Chirpa. Where do we put Chief Chirpa on this list, chat? He is definitely not a who. He is the leader of the frickin' Ewoks. Where does Chief Chirpa go? Where is Chief Chirpa gonna land? What do we think, chat? Chief Chirpa. All right. All right. I feel like all right's good for Chief Chirpa. Let's see where in the all rights. He's better than all these people. You know what? He's the top of the all rights. Just because he's the chief of the Ewoks, he deserves to be the top of the all rights. I agree with that. All right. Next, we got Churret. I don't even know how to pronounce his name. Imwe, the blind guy from Rogue One. I am one with the Force, and the Force is with me. Where do we rank him on this list? Again, the only project he's in is Rogue One, but Rogue One is one of the greatest Star Wars movies of all time, and he is one of the greatest characters in that movie. Is he good? Is he great? What do we think? Ooh, I see some goods, I see some greats. For me, let's see where we're at here. He's definitely better than all those goods. He's better than his partner there. He's better than them. He's better than them. He's better than Marva. He's better than Bib Fortuna. Is he better than Carson Teva? Probably. Is he better than Cara Dune? Maybe. Is he better than... I feel like this is where it stops, though. I don't think he's better than Saw Gerrera. Yeah, I think that's the end of the road for him. That's a good spot, though. Very high good. Okay, Chopper. Now, Chopper, you might argue with me. You might not. I don't give a fuck. Chopper is a goat. He's actually more goat than even C-3PO. He is a menace to society. He is arguably the greatest droid in Star Wars. Some people like R2-D2 more. I don't. I wouldn't argue with them at all. I just don't agree. Maybe I agree. R2-D2 has more story told for sure. But Chopper finally comes into live action in Ahsoka. He's the GOAT, okay? No ifs, ands, or buts about it. He's the 6th member of the GOAT category. All right, next up we got Sid, and I will save us some time here. She is the most hated on this list. By far, for me, the most hated character on this list. Not only did she sell out the Bad Batch after gaining all their trust for multiple seasons, she's the worst. Okay? Okay. Sid needs her own tier. Yeah, there's no words to describe how much I hate this lady, okay? If she ever returns to Star Wars, I will punch my screen. Yeah, goated of hating her. Yes, goated of hate. There you go. All right, next up we got Cinta from Andor. We actually got 2 Andor characters, Cinta and Clem, which is Andor's dad. But Cinta first. Cinta, she's an interesting character. There's a possibility she could be in Season 2 because we don't see her die in Season 1. But where do we put Cinta? All right. All right. Let's see. Let's see where she'll fit in on this all right. Honestly, I'd put her in good. Maybe at the bottom of good. She's a good character in Andor. I don't put her above Skeen. Definitely not. But I'd put her above Phasma and maybe even there. Yeah, I put her right there. That's a good spot. Right below Beru. Next is Clem, Andor's dad. Now, Andor does take the name of Clem, but Clem's not really an important character. He barely shows up in the show at all. So I put him in all right. I'd probably put him like right around here for all right. He's obviously an important character to Cassian's story, but he's not that important of a character to us as fans. Yeah. All right, now we got some clones coming in here. Where is Clem? All right. This is Commander Gray. This is the one who shot Depa Billapa in The Bad Batch Season 1, Episode 1. So the clone who is the leader for Depa Billapa, who is Kanan Jarrus's master, or Caleb Dune's master, he's the one who kills Depa Billapa. Where do we rank Commander Gray? We got a bunch of clones coming up here. Commander Gray. When you think of clones, he's not definitely the top of the list. He's not a top tier one, but he would be a more important than, let's say, he'd probably be around to actually, I'd probably put him below there. Yeah, that seems like a good spot for him. Next, we actually have Hauser. Now, Hauser has become a way more important character than we ever believed he could have been. Let's be honest. Hauser goes from just being what could have been a one-off character to a way more important one. He is probably a top-tier clone when it comes to it. So he's going to be way higher than all these other ones. He's probably in the same conversation as like a Wolf, but I put him below Wolf for now. I put him below Kino. I'd actually put him in the great category, though. Hauser is a great character. From Bad Batch to Clone Wars, he's great. And a lot of you agree with me with that. Okay. Next is Canada. Is that his name? This is the one from The Bad Batch, I believe. He's only in a few episodes. He's the one, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, when Crosshair goes to the snow base in Season 2. He's another one. He's not at the tier of like Wolf and Hauser. He's probably at the tier of these guys down here. I'd probably put him above them, though. And above Clem, even, too. Yeah. I'd probably put him here. Yeah, with the other clones. Yeah. Okay, Cobb Vanth. Now, Cobb Vanth is an interesting one. For me, he's one of my favorite new characters in Star Wars. When it comes to Disney Star Wars, there's a bunch of great characters: Din Djarin, Kylo Ren, Chimera. For some reason, those are the only three that come into my head right now. You got your Andors. You got your a lot of them. Why am I blanking on Hera's, your Cal Kestises, your Bendus, your Huge Wangs, your Kino Loys, your Kelleran Becks, your Seer Jundas, your Cara Dunes, your Marvas. This is one of them. Cobb Vanth is one of the coolest new characters. His story's not done, because even though he gets shot by Cad Bane in that showdown, he's the post-credit scene of Boba Fett is him surviving. So he's definitely in this good to great area for me. I'd probably put him in great. He is a very cool character. I'd actually probably put him in front of Kino Loy. I'd probably even put him in front of BD1. I'd probably even put him up here behind Barriss Offee. Cobb Vanth is that guy. And I certainly hope we get to see more of him in the Mandalorian movie, if not even anywhere else. Cobb Vanth is awesome. All right, next up we got Coleman Treber. Coleman Treber, a Jedi known for dying. There's a few Jedi known for dying in Star Wars, and Coleman is one of them. Where do we put Coleman Treber? What do we think, chat? Oh. Goat. Who? I say he's not a who. I know who Coleman is. He's the guy who dies to Count Dooku, or actually, no, Jango Fett, right? Yeah. In Attack of the Clones. I'd say he's all right. He's definitely above these Jedi right here, so I put him there. All right, next up is a weird photo of him, but it is Commander Cody. Commander Cody is probably the number 2 clone of all time, only behind Captain Rex. Is Captain Rex even on this? I think he is. I don't know. We'll see. But Commander Cody's probably the only one behind Captain Rex. So the question becomes, is Commander Cody a goated character? I don't think so. He doesn't have enough story told for him. So he's definitely going to be in the greats, but it's how high in the greats does he go? He's above Wolf, that's for sure. He's above BD1, I would say. Is he above BB-8? Is he above Cobb Vanth? I would say right there's a pretty good spot for him. I think there's more story to be told with Cody. He went AWOL in the Bad Batch, but I think that's kind of where he belongs. All right, next up we got this girl from the sequel trilogy. I'm going to be honest. I know who she is. Let's see what her name was. Commander Larma Diacy, sure. But it's like, who? I'm actually not going to put her in the who because she's a recognizable face for me. But I'm going to put her in the all rights. I'm going to put her in the low all rights, probably right there. Yeah. All right, next up we got our boy here from Juan Soto, or Soto? Sure. From Rebels. He's another one who's probably in the all rights. He's probably above here. Above her, too. I'll put him probably right there-ish. All right, now we got some Inquisitors here. The Second Sister. Second Sister's the one from the Jedi games who goes on quite the arc in the Jedi games. If you've played through the Jedi Fallen Order and Jedi Survivor, you know these characters like Seer Junda or Cal Kestis or BD1 or the Second Sister. You know how great these character arcs are in those games. The question becomes, do you like this character or not? Because I see somebody already said hater in the chat. She's an evil character in the games. She eventually gets stabbed in the stomach or in the chest by Vader. Spoiler alert, I guess. And she's only in the one game in Fallen Order. So what do we think? Where would the Second Sister fall? on this list. She's not a who, that's for damn sure, but do we hate her? Or is she a good character? I would argue that she's a good character. I don't really hate this character too much. I think it's just good storytelling when it comes to this character. So I'd put her above all of them. Is she better than Cham? I'm going to say no. I'm going to put her right there in the middle of good, actually. Next up is Count Dooku. Now, this is an interesting one. Is Count Dooku a goated character? He's got so little screen time, being that he's only in Attack of the Clones and the beginning of Revenge of the Sith. But he is way bigger of a character in the Clone Wars. He's got 7 seasons of story to be told. And not only that, he's also in Tales of the Jedi. Where does he rank for you? Count Dooku, some fans really, really love the guy. Some fans not so much. Honestly, because of the Clone Wars, because of Tales of the Jedi, I'd put him up in the very high grades. I probably wouldn't say he's a goated character. Is he better than Bo-Katan? Maybe not. Maybe he is. Is he better than Asajj, though? Maybe. Interesting. I'd put him right here. Yeah, that seems like a good spot. It's the Clone Wars that really elevates that character as well, because he only is in Attack of the Clones. All right, Crosshair. Now we've gotten to some Bad Batch characters. Crosshair. Crosshair's probably, no, he is my favorite Bad Batch member. But how far does that take him? Where does Crosshair go? Where does Crosshair go? I know a lot of you guys are very, very, very big fans of Crosshair in the chat. Let's see where he lies. Let's see where he can go. Now, let's be realistic, chat. Is he better than Cassian Andor? Yeah, I would say his arc, like Crosshair's arc is one like Anakin's. It's that good. Is he better than Cal Kestis? For now, I would say yes. Cal Kestis could get better, but for now, I would say yes. Is he better than Hera Syndulla? I would argue yes. Is he better than Bo-Katan? No. I think this is where Crosshair ends. He's a very high, great character, but I think it stops here. I don't think he's better than Bo-Katan. I don't think he's better than Asajj. I don't think he's better than Count Dooku. I don't think he's better than Boba Fett. He's a great character. I think this is just where it ends for him. Yeah. Yeah. His arc through the 3 seasons of the Bad Batch is like a masterpiece of a redemption arc, but it's just not, it's not enough. Okay, this, I mean, I'm not even going to, yeah. Who? Who? I'm going to put her at the bottom even. All right, this is Forloom. He's the bounty hunter that comes before Darth Vader in The Empire Strikes Back. Many of you might not even know that his name was Forloom. I'm going to put him in all right, though. He does appear in Kenobi, but I'm going to put him at the bottom of all right. Darth Maul. I'm going to save us some time on Darth Maul, and I'm going to put him right up in the goated. Over Chewbacca, even. Darth Maul is one of the greatest characters to ever grace the screen in The Phantom Menace. However, his time is cut very short. Very short. Literally, as he gets cut in half in The Phantom Menace by Obi-Wan Kenobi. It wasn't until 2008 when he comes back, or I guess 2010 or 11, when he comes back with a revenge tour on Obi-Wan Kenobi, as he survived the fall and getting cut in half, as he's rescued by his brother, Savage Opress. From there on, he becomes one of the greatest characters of all time. His story gets fleshed out so much more in the Clone Wars and into Rebels. He has one of the greatest ends to a character, the greatest deaths of a character in Star Wars Rebels. He is one of the GOATs. Absolutely one of the GOATs. Better than Chewie? Absolutely better than Chewie. Yes. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Jimmy or Jack. What's up, guys? How we doing? If you guys haven't checked out our awesome live stream or podcast with me and Explore the Force, go check them out immediately. What the hell are you waiting for? It was a blast. Those guys are a whole lot of fun over there. All right, next up we got Darth Vader. Now you're going to say, Mike, isn't Darth Vader just the same character as Anakin? No! Anakin's gone! I am what remain. Okay? Okay. Technically, they're the same freaking character. But today they're not. Because Anakin's gone. And I am what remains. Darth Vader. Yes. He's the GOAT, okay? He's the GOAT. You could argue that they're the same character. You could argue that one is better than the other. I'm going to put Vader actually... Shit. Above or below Anakin? I didn't think about this, chat. I didn't think about it. He's better than Anakin? That's debatable. I mean, Anakin has so much more story with the Clone Wars. So much more story with the Clone Wars. But I'll give it to you because Vader is the greatest villain of all time. I'll give it to you. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, moving on. Aayla Secura. She's not a Who, that's for damn sure. Aayla Secura is a very main character when it comes to the Clone Wars, but she's also a very popular Jedi. She's better than all right. She's a good character. She's better than all these. She's better than all you. I think this is where it ends for her, though. Somewhere in here. Because she doesn't have that much story told. I'd put her behind the second sister, actually. That seems good. Aayla Secura. Okay. Admiral Akbar. Now, a lot of fans like this guy. Deservingly so. He's the man who said, "It's a trap." And that is an iconic line when it comes to Star Wars content. However, I don't think that one line is enough to carry a man all the way up to the great tier. And I believe we'll be seeing him in good today. He's better than Trench. He's better than Two Tubes. He's better than Boyle. He's better than Bodhi. I'd say he's probably around the Aayla Secura mark right here. And the question becomes, is he better than Aayla? I'd say no. I'd say no. All right, next we got Adi. Sure. She's less known. She's in the Clone Wars, but she's still less known in the prequel trilogy. I wouldn't say she's a Who, but I'd say she's only all right. I'd put her above Coleman Treber, though. And maybe even Leia's mom. But we're going to leave our boy Chief Chirpa at the top of the all rights. Next, we're going Who? Just because these two are in, they get force choked by Vader, they're not going to be Who's. And we're actually going to get their names, too. Admiral Modi and Piet. Piet's from Empire and Podi's from A New Hope. We're going to put them both in all rights. But they're going to be pretty high all rights. I'll put them below Leia's mom. I'm going to put Piet actually higher than him, too. Just because. What clone is this? Oh, it's Fives. Okay. It's just a weird... It's far away from him. I can't tell if it's Fives or not. This is Fives. Okay? Fives is another top-tier clone. Like, when you think about clones, you think of Rex, you think of Cody, you think of Wolf, you think of Gregor, you think of Fives. He's in that conversation. Where would you rank Fives? Great. Great. I see a lot of greats. I actually gotta agree. I think the big what if in Star Wars is what if Fives survived. I don't think he's better than Cody, so I put him under that. I don't think he's better than Cobb Vanth, but I would put him right here, right after Cobb Vanth, above the droids there. The big what if in Star Wars is what if he survived, because he's the one who finds out about the inhibitor chips. So I think that's a great spot for Fives. Holy shit, guys. We are never going to get through all this. What do we do, chat? Do we speed run this? Okay. This is the guy who owns the slaves. He's going to go and hate them. Singh. What's her first name? Something Singh. Aura Singh. She's a bounty hunter. She's in the Phantom Menace, technically. But she's mostly in the Clone Wars. She's going to definitely be a good character. Probably above Trench right there. That seems good. Okay, this guy's name is really funny, actually. Ben Quadinaros. Ben Quadinaros, one of the greatest pod racers of all time. Didn't really make it far in the Phantom Menace. His pod race kind of blew up right away. He's going to be a GOAT. he's going to be our probably the greatest character of all. No. Quadradaris is probably going to go in the... He's all right. You know? He's all right. I just like his name. Now we're just going off names. All right, Bosk. Bosk is a bounty hunter who, of course, was first introduced in Empire Strikes Back. Most of his story, though, is really just in either Legends or in comics. He's not really that big of a character on screen. He's in the Clone Wars, but other than that, he's not really there. So I'm going to put him in good, but not very high in good. Bosk is probably around, just because he doesn't have much story told with him yet. Maybe he'll get more, but he's probably a low good. A low good. All right. This was the leader of the Gungans at one point. I'm going to go, who? This is Boss Nass, who, of course, is the guy who goes, whoa. So he's an all-time great. Now, I'll put him in good. Boss Nass. He'll go under Phasma, because all he does is really go, you know? You know? Okay. Next up, we got this guy, and just because I don't know who he is, who? Who? This is the guy who gets choked out by Vader. What's his name? Oh, Captain Antilles. Captain Antilles is pretty great because he brings the plans to Leia, the Death Star plans, and he gets choked out by Vader. So he gets to be all right. Captain Panaka from The Phantom Menace, pretty interesting character in that first movie. That's his only appearance, though, and for those reasons, he's just all right. But I put him at the high level of all right. I put him above all these people. Yeah, he's a top tier all righter. You know, this character is played. Let me check his name again. Chairman Papanoida. He's played by George Lucas in live action, so that brings him all the way up here. He's in the Clone Wars quite a bit, but just because he's played by George Lucas in live action, he gets that pretty high level of awesomeness, you know? Yeah. And yes, yes. I saw somebody say Panaka is higher than Typho. Yes. Indeed he is. This is who? This is who? Wait. Being serious, who is this? Oh, Syndrelic. Syndrelic is definitely not a who. That's for damn sure. But he doesn't really have that big of a role. You know? I'd probably put him above Leia's mom. He's got a great name, but not a great role. You know? Okay, here is Clegg Lars. That's kind of mean. Clegg Lars, he is the father of Uncle Owen Lars. So he's technically, in a way, Luke's grandfather? Sure. He's the one who buys Shmi Skywalker off of Watto and then eventually frees her and marries her. So he's only got the one appearance in The Phantom Menace, but he's definitely an alright guy. Honestly, I'd probably put him in even good. He frees Shmi. He freed Shmi. He freed Shmi. Yeah. There you go. Where did you stick Shin Hati? Oh, wait. Are the Ahsoka characters not in this? Oh, yeah, they are. Harrison Dula. We've already done some of them. Yeah, we haven't got to Shin then yet. I don't even know if Shin's on this, but we'll see. All right. Clone 99. Now, probably one of the saddest deaths when it comes to Star Wars clones is Clone 99. It's a short-lived story for him. I wouldn't consider him a great. I mean, maybe you could argue he's at the bottom of the greats. I'd put him probably in the goods. Probably right below Akbar. That seems like a good spot. You know? Yeah. Rest in peace, 99. The GOAT. Okay. Next up, we got the clone who killed Ki-Adi-Mundi. Barkara. Sure. Barkara. He killed Ki-Adi-Mundi, so we don't like him. We're going to put him in hate him. Screw you. Next up, we got Commander Bly. Sure. I honestly don't know. We're going to put him below Gray. Right there. Next, we got Fox. Okay, so Fox is more of a known clone, as he is involved in the capturing of Ahsoka Tano in that whole Season 5 arc. I would put him higher than these other clones, but not like really any higher than that. You know? Yeah, no? Holy clones. Chat, we are never going to finish this. We might have to do a part 2. Oh my god, we're nowhere close, chat. We are nowhere close. Damn. We might have to do a part 2. Okay, here's what we're going to do. Once we get to... I don't know, who should we end on here? The daughter? Once we get to the daughter, we're going to call it quits for the day. Okay? Actually... yeah, part 2 Thursday. We might have to. We might have to. All right, once we get through these clones, we'll do the next 5 clones, and then we'll call it there. Okay? So Commander Gree is next. Again, not that big of a character when it comes to clones. He's probably not anywhere close to the top tier, but he is more known than the others. We'll put it that way. Next, we got Commander Jet, which I believe is Plo Koon. Wait. I'm not too sure on that one. But, again, all these clones are kind of along the same sort of realm type deal. Ranking. Neo is a little bit higher for me when it comes to these ones, because he has just a cooler role in the not the Phantom Menace, in Revenge of the Sith. That is, as he walks, he's on that walker. He's just got a cool scene. Sometimes it's the little things. Commander Pons, I don't even know, honestly. I had to look him up. He's a very, very small clone role, so he's going to go below all these other clones. And then the last clone here is Flash, who I don't remember either. So we're going to put him here below them. Boom. We're going to end it off on our boy right here, actually. Why not? Yeah. On Colonel Meeber Gascon. He's the guy who takes the droids out into the desert in the Clone Wars, where R2 and them get lost in the desert. George Lucas's favorite arc in the Clone Wars ever. He's talked about that before. He's a funny character for sure. He's not a who. He's not a you. He's all right, probably. He's probably right above Coleman Treber, I'd say. We'll put him there. Yeah, just because George Lucas loves him so much. And I think we're gonna have to call it quits there. So far, so good, but we have quite a bit more to go here. Wow, and this doesn't even count the Acolyte characters either. I thought I went through this a lot quicker, but we got a shit ton done. We got the who's, we got the hate thems, we got some yous, we got all rights, we got goods, we got greats, we got goats. And we are just getting started, chat. Let's zoom out and take a bigger look at this, shall we? So far, so good. I would say we're about halfway there, but I don't even think we are. It's close, but I don't even know. So this will probably be a part 2 on Thursday. If not, we'll figure it out. But this was the first attempt at ranking all of the Star Wars characters. There's a lot of them. There is a lot of them. But I will say, our goats so far are pretty good. Vader, Anakin, Ahsoka, Maul, Chewie, Bane, Cad Bane, that is, Chopper, and C-3PO. Those are some goats. Those are definitely some goats. But until next time, let me end this poll. Smash a freaking like on the stream if you have not yet. Hit that subscribe and hit that bell so you get notified every time I post a video. Jeff Rebo in the Mother Art. Yes. Jeff Rebo, father of Max Rebo, who is on this list, and a mother are definitely goated too. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. Definitely a lot more characters to come. I appreciate all of you guys for sticking with me through all of this. and we're only about halfway there, so we'll figure it out for next time. What the heck? That's better. Until next time, smash a freaking like on the stream if you have not yet. Hit that subscribe and hit that bell so you get notified every time I post a video. And my pretty face will show up in the recommended feed of yours. And, oh yeah, may the force be with you. Always. Oh yeah, what a great stream. What a great show. You guys are the absolute best. I appreciate every last one of you so much more than you will ever know. I hope you have a great rest of your evening, great rest of your lives, and good night, everybody.